Okay, let's take a look at tutorial 3 question 4. This is nowhere near as intense as some of the other questions. So two investment advisors are comparing performance. One averaged at 19% and the other at 16%. So these are some actual returns. So actual, we have the first person made a return of 19 and the second person 16. However, the beta for the first investor was 1.5 and beta for the second was 1. Okay, so let me just move the screen a bit. So if the risk-free rate is 6%, so we know, oops. The risk-free rate is 6% and the market rate is 14%. Who was better? Who had the best returns? Okay, so we need to build some model and look at what the investors should have got and compare that to what they actually did get. Okay, so according to CAPM, the first investor should have had a return of 1.5, that's the beta. The excess return plus the risk-free, and that I make that as 18%. So according to the model, the first investor should have got a return of 18%, but actually returned 19. That's pretty good. And the second investor, using the CAPM model, should have had a return of 14% versus an actual of 16%. So we could see that investor 2 did better. So let's say investor 2 is better here. Okay, they got 2% more than what the model says, which is bigger return and a bigger rate of return than the first investor. This is part A. Part B, what if the risk-free rate is now 3% and the market rate is 15? So if we change some numbers around a little and then re-compare, what do we find? Well, the first investor should have got, according to CAPM with these assumptions, 21%, and the second investor should have got, according to the model, should have got 15% against the actual of 16%. So in this case, who wins? Well, we have investor 1 has beat the market by 2% and investor 2 has beat the market by 1%. So who do you think wins that? I would say investor 1. And there you go, that is the end of that question.